Hello everyone. So today we'll be looking on to functions in the C++. So, so a function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. Okay. So yeah. So this is the command that I'll be needing to create a function in C++. So C++ provides some predefined functions such as main is used to execute the code. But you can also create your own functions to perform certain actions. Okay. So it will be done in the parenthesis itself. So void is data type and my function is the name of it, and I'll write parameters over here, and the code will be present in between the parentheses. So to call the function, just write the function name along with the parentheses and those parameters to call the function. So I can call the function as many times as I want. So this is how we gonna declare it and use it in our main function. So yeah, so we'll do the exercise. Before that, I will just finish all these four topics in the functions. So as I said, parameters and arguments. So parameters take in several arguments in it. So these are the three parameters here given as in syntax. So if I want to take a string from the user, I can define the data type along with its variable name and take the name from the user itself or display it, somewhat like this. So if I want to run it, so if I change it to something called Jake Arnold Tom, so it's gonna display those names. Yeah, so I don't know what this exactly means, but I think it will work either way. Okay, you can also give it as this one, or just give the end line. Yeah, so this works. So that's in the basics of the functions that I can use or create on my own and use it in my own functions. So also I can also assign a value to those variables present in the parameters. So these can be those names. So either I can assign as it is, so it will be considered as the default one. If I want to change into something else, I can provide in the parameter itself. So it's going to display those. This is also an optional parameter. From the example, country is an optional parameter. Norway is the default value. Yeah, so that's what I said. Okay. So moving on, we can also have multiple parameters such as name, which will be in the form of in the type of string, along with the integer value. In this case, it's age. So the name of a person and the age of the person will be displayed. Yeah. So I need to pass in two arguments here, or two parameters when I call the function, because previously it has been defined to take in two parameters. So that's why we're calling two parameters over here. So now the function is actually used to return some values. So it needs to return some values to the function itself by computing the block of code which is inside the function. So if I want to add two numbers, so I can take in an integer from the user such as x and add it to 5, just in this example. So when I pass in or when I call my function by 3, so it's gonna take the parameters as 3, then add it to 5, so the result will be 8. So that is how the function works. Moving on, the same case, like it takes in two parameters here, and the both parameters should be given by the user or by you based on the scenarios. So it's gonna print out the output. So now we're going to pass by reference. So it actually gives the address of it. So insert, so an integer z has been taken and assigned to the value of x. So let's gonna try this. Yeah, z is assigned to x is assigned to y, and y will be assigned to z. So first number is 10, second number 20. Before swap is 10 and 20. We provide end into it, so it will be clear, or just a tab space. So now if I run it, yeah, so it's 10 and 20 before swapping. So after I swap those, so this is the algorithm of swapping two numbers using a third variable. So this is how you do it. So this is gonna take the address of it, then swap those values. Yeah, so I'm passing first number and the second number as an integer, and it's gonna swap those values. So I can also pass arrays as an integer, as a function parameter. So if I want to take in if you want to show those values present in the arrays, I can take it for loop for iterating all the values in the considered array and display all those values. Yeah, so I can just call in any arrays that I will define in future. So that's how it's gonna work. Next, so function overloading basically means to have multiple functions under the same name. So it can have any number of parameters on its own, or different number of parameters under the same function name. So it's if I want to add if I want to do the addition of two numbers, I can pass in an integer or double or anything as I want under the same function name. So it can be called with using the respective data types. So it will gonna generate those values. So this is something called as function overloading. So multiple functions can have the same name as long as the number or type of parameters are different. So type of parameters need to be different in order to access the function overloading, or to define a function overloading. So regression is a concept that the function call itself or on its own. This technique provides a way to break complicated problems into simple problems which are easier to solve. So if I need to call the function by itself in the same function itself, so this is the example of it. So in sum, this function is in sum, and I'm taking integer as k. So if k is greater than 0, then it will return the number k by adding the number which will be subtracted by 1. So in this case, if the number k is something like 5, yeah, so if I take the integer as 10, so it will subtract k minus 1, it will be 9. So 10 plus 9 will be 19. So the result will give it as a 19. So that's how it gonna work. Okay, the thing is, it will work. So this is the if condition. So it's gonna iterate as long as the k value will be 0. So in the first case it will be 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1, then it will jump to else and return 0 2. So when the result is printed out, or this function will return a value of all those added integers together. So it will be 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus and so on. Yeah. So it's gonna return as 55. Yeah, this is the example. So this is the explanation of it. Okay, so now I'm going to do the exercise. So the exercise is to create a function named my function. So to call it in main function itself. So it's so insert the missing part of my function 2 times. Missing part, okay. My function. So just want to call the function 2 times, that's it. Yeah. So I need to add a parameter f name, which will be type of string f name. So the next is insert the missing part to print the number 8 in main function by using a specific keyword inside my function. So as I said, I need to return the value. So I need to return the addition of this to this function. So when it is called here, it will return the completed value. So just pass in return. Now it's